I think definitely we bring more a gallery experience than just a market. So maybe AB2 be more comparable to a general market where everyone has to set up their own shop and everyone just has to promote their own work. And we're more a curated gallery with less artworks on sale at one moment at a time and more promotion for them. So we showcase them better and more it's more exposure for your work on the Dartroom. At least we try to do that. I think that's part of the value.
This is AlgoHQ. I'm here with Stef from Dartroom. Welcome, Stef. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, man. So you're involved with Dartroom, and it's a two-man team. So what's your role in the project?
I'm the web dev and the blockchain developer. Basically all the technical things. And then David is the community manager. He recruits artists, talks to them, helps with support a bit.
So how'd you get into blockchain coding?
It was mining Ethereum. And I was searching for a cheap way to transfer my Ethereum to an exchange to sell it. And I actually was searching for the cheapest token with the cheapest transaction costs. And that's how I found Algorand. And then I saw that they had an entire developer page section with hundreds of documents explaining everything. And then I got a bit interested in trying it out. And so I rolled into developing some things.
So how long have you been coding for? How long have you been a programmer?
About 6 months now.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're still pretty new to it.
Yeah.
Okay. And what languages do you code in?
Currently, only JavaScript. So I use Node.js for the server side, and then Vue.js for the UI and everything.
So you're the UI designer and the backend developer?
Yes, and the server admin and the blockchain developer.
Okay.
All at once. So
between you and David, how did you come together and decide you wanted to start an NFT marketplace on Algorand?
I was developing a Algorand wallet as a side project. And I was searching for some answers in the Algorand Discord. And he was asking some questions there about if someone was interested in making an NFT marketplace with him. He knew some artists that would like to bring their work to Algorand. And I thought, well, that's an interesting project to do. So we talked a bit about it. And at a certain point, we just said, well, let's do it. It was never really my own plan to develop a marketplace, so to say.
And how long ago was that? How long ago did you have that conversation, or did you find him?
The 10th of May or something, around there.
Wow. So
that's gone really fast.
Yeah, things have taken off really fast because now you have hundreds of artists on your website now.
Oh, maybe not 100 yet, but definitely a lot.
I was going through the website today and checking out who the artists are, and there are a lot of artists. Do you know how many artists are actually using the platform right now?
I can do a quick search. 55, something like that. Oh, decent.
When it comes to bringing new artists to the platform, do you reach out to them or do you wait for people to come to you? Do you review their work and only let certain people on, or can anybody join in?
We definitely curate the work. So you will have to either make work that we think is going to sell, or you have to need a certain amount of following on social media. Because otherwise we will just have a front page filled with bunch of artists that are never selling, either because they're not popular enough or their work is not that great. But it's not extremely selective, so to say. The bar is not that high. Mostly we are now approaching artists, but there definitely been some, I think maybe 15 or something that has come to us to ask if they can join. It's now, I think, a bit more switching around to artists approaching us as we become slightly more popular.
Yeah.
in the beginning, it was definitely just asking people, please come on our marketplace.
And so were you asking people from the online community, or did you know artists in real life that you think could benefit from listing their artwork as NFTs and tapping into that one-to-one marketplace?
I personally have not brought any artists to the platform, only David. I think he knew some people in either real life or already from social media that were interested in joining.
So what about NFTs attracts you? Why do you think NFTs are important or useful to artists?
Well, I think without NFTs, it's very difficult for digital artists to generate an income. With physical paintings, it's much easier to sell. I personally have not really seen many people create digital art and then selling it for anywhere near the price of physical painting, so to say, if you would paint it with hand, even though it is sometimes just as time consuming to create digital art. So I think that's cool that the NFTs have now enabled digital artists to be able to make a job out of it as well, just like the older art forms already have.
So for Dartroom, you currently require a login for artists to list their art, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that compromises the security of the system at all if you're now taking more information than wallet address?
Well, I think if you would want more curated and more people want to be more careful what people upload, you have to require some more information from them. Next to email, we don't collect any other data. It's definitely not ideal if we have to collect an email, but otherwise it will be difficult to verify artists just on their wallet address and then be able to curate them. It would be much easier for them to just create a new wallet, apply again, and so on. Now for users, we actually don't really plan on needing an email. They can just log in with their wallet address, nothing else required. Although there might be some future features if they want to upload a profile picture or something to their collectors page, that they will really need to require an email, because otherwise we will need to implement endless filters to protect us against uploading unwilled content.
And what is the reason for needing their email? Just so they can sign up and be part of the system? I'm not really understanding it yet.
Well, it is difficult to authenticate someone when they only have a wallet address.
Okay, yeah.
So users sign in with their wallet address, but they can only start auctions or sell the work or buy. And those both require transactions on the chain. So then you need to fill in your password, your passphrase, or your password in the Algo signer, and that would verify that you're actually the buyer. Now, artists create a concept before they ever have to use a transaction, which we could then not authenticate unless we have to let them pay a microtransaction of $0 Algorand, so it will only the transaction fee to verify that it's actually them uploading the picture. It is something we could implement to make it more anonymous, but currently we are authenticating that with an email password signing.
Okay. So what's your experience been like coding using the Algorand blockchain? Is it an enjoyable experience from a developer perspective? Is it easy? Is it complicated? Is it intuitive? Does it make no sense?
The general experience has been very great and smooth. There's a lot of documentation out there, not as much specific tutorials, so to say. There are a lot of general documentation just explaining, oh, this is all possible, but not that many yet that bring multiple of those concepts together to create something. But I think that will grow over time. The easiest thing about it is that it's so fast that in development, you can debug things pretty fast. If you have to wait for a 15-minute Ethereum transaction or something, and there's a bug in that, then you would have to wait another 15 minutes to see if you fix it. Even though in between you might only code for a minute or something. With Algorand, it's 5 seconds and you can try again.
That is a really useful feature.
That makes it really fast in development.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Do you have any upgrades planned for Dartroom? What's the roadmap looking like right now?
Rekeying is on the roadmap. We use full smart contract NFTs, and the current limit per wallet address is 10 stateful smart contracts.
Okay.
So artists are currently limited to 10 NFTs, but you can rekey accounts to them, to their main address, to allow them to create more.
Just explain what you mean by rekeying.
Rekeying is creating a new address and then giving all the signing rights of that address to another one. So you're basically throwing away the original keys and installing a new lock with the same keys from another address. So now from that one address, from that one passphrase, you can direct 2 addresses. So the artists won't have to log in with another wallet address. They just log in with their own, and they can now sign transactions for that other wallet with their own wallet. That's the general concept.
Okay. Do you plan to expand the suite of artwork accepted on Dartroom to things like music or film or VR?
So we're definitely planning on doing video and music. Beyond that, we don't really plan anything in the short term. Maybe in a year or something, VR could be something. That would also really depend on how much artists are on our platform that would actually want to do that. We definitely don't try to cater to all digital files, so to say.
What do you think is the most useful application of NFTs currently?
I actually don't really know much other applications than art at the moment that use NFTs. I'm not sure if you know of a couple.
Well, there could be some real estate, or there could be anything like that, really. But yeah, it's interesting how it's currently digital artwork, but it could expand to a lot more. It can basically represent anything, so anything can be tokenized and put on the chain if it's useful.
I think that's currently most useful in digital art because it's difficult to monetize that outside. Real estate could also be more easily divided without tokens, although it would be less easy for anyone to just buy it. You would have to need to be somewhat of an insider, maybe. But I'm almost fan of blockchain applications creating new opportunities. Like I'm not really a believer that in 5 or even 10 years I will go to the supermarket and buy my groceries with Algorand. It doesn't really solve a problem there, so I don't think we'll steer anywhere in that direction. I really think that it should only be used for applications where it creates new opportunities that just can't be done on the normal system. And I think digital art monetization in that way is one of those use cases.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Algorand is not there to be used really as a currency. It's just the gas fees and the collateral behind all the DApps that can be built on top of the tech, which I think is really different. It's like Ethereum's gas fees. You can go and spend Ethereum at the store, but why would you? There's just no point. So does Dartroom take 15% of every sale on the site?
On the initial sale, yes.
Okay.
The second sale is 5% for us and then 10% for the creator.
So the secondary sales, you still get 5%?
Yes.
Okay.
But we plan on making the smart contract NFT modular in the future to allow different options. So we currently only allow us to store the file for example, if some artists would say, okay, well, I'm going to store it myself, and we actually plan on making that very easy for them to do, that it would all just be automatic. Only they would have to pay the storage fees for X amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we might allow to, okay, you now store your own file. We no longer have to host it. Let's remove that 5% royalty in perpetuity. You now, as an artist, get an option to choose the full range from 0 to 15% royalties. And they might even say, okay, I want only 5% because then maybe my art sells more often. We do plan on making that more modular. It's not a solid built-in 5% fee. We will never remove it.
Okay. Because compared to other NFT platforms on Algorand, like AB2 Gallery, and which doesn't charge any upfront fees, and Zestbloom, which is, last time I spoke to them, going to do an 8% fee, it seems like Dartroom's is significantly higher. So is that ever a problem with artists choosing to go to another platform over yours? And what is the benefit to using Dartroom over one of those other sites?
Currently, we have not really had a problem with the royalties or fees, mostly just with their artwork may not be selling, and then they would remove it with us and then sell it somewhere else because maybe the market is there and not at our place. I think definitely we bring more a gallery experience than just a market. So maybe AB2 be more comparable to a general market where everyone has to set up their own shop and everyone just has to promote their own work. And we're more a curated gallery with less artworks on sale at one moment at a time, and more promotion for them. So we showcase them better and more. It's more exposure for your work on the Dartroom. At least we try to do that. I think that's part of the value. Now, I think on AB2 you also have to upload you host your own work. I think, not sure.
Yes, you do have to. You have to upload it and host it and create the ASA yourself.
Yeah, there's a part of that fee you pay to us is also a bit of the user experience that we then add to it to make it easier and all integrated into just one simple process.
Is there a plan for you and David to expand into other DApps? Do you have ideas of other products you'd like to build on Algorand, expanding past an NFT marketplace?
Well, in our Discord, I had a bit of a discussion with some of I'm not sure if he's an artist, or at least one of the community members, so to say, about bringing a decentralized storage solution to Algorand. I don't think there's one yet, and there are some very good examples on Ethereum, in which IPFS and on top of that Filecoin for the monetization and also storage. Bringing something like that to Algorand with the low fees could definitely increase that, and that would be a nice tie-in with the NFT marketplaces, because you can then store your artwork on decentralized cloud on Algorand. That would definitely be a nice expansion.
I think that's a great idea. I would love to see a decentralized storage system like Filecoin or Storage come to Algorand it would be amazing to see what that could be without the limitations that Ethereum has. I think I totally support that. Go ahead, please do it. I have another question for you, my last question. Will an NFT purchased on Dartroom or Dartroom be able to be listed on a different exchange once purchased, or is it only able to be relisted on Dartroom?
Now, this is a bit of a weird concept with the smart NFT. We are really only a service to interact with it. The entire marketplace in our case is built into the NFT. So you could even host it without a website and just send the right transactions to it to start auctions, bids, and everything. So it would be definitely possible for someone to support that type of NFT and they could just show it on their site and allow you to bid. Now I'm actually going to publish a guide in the upcoming days on how you could interact with that smart NFT without the Dartroom, just on your own and deploy your own. That could definitely be something someone else is willing to do. We are going to partner with some other NFT Marketplace on Algorand. Not sure if I'm allowed to say which one, but there's definitely some integration with other ones coming.
So if I purchase an NFT on Dartroom, could I go list it on AB2? Is that possible? Because it's an ASA. So if I take the NFT, buy it, it goes to my wallet. Now, is it possible? I'm actually just not sure to then list it on a different NFT website and resell it.
No, not just like that. We currently don't even transfer ASA around. So the smart NFT is fully just one DApp that keeps track of the owner. There is no ASA involved. So AB2 would not support it. There you have to upload an ASA there.
Okay.
It only lives on the chain, so to say. You can see it in your wallet because it's only a stateful smart contract.
Okay.
It's kind of an, you see it as an entire marketplace for one NFT built into a smart contract.
So you're doing it a bit differently than other marketplaces. Instead of using ASAs, you're using these smart NFT contracts.
Yes.
Can you explain? Can you break down how those work exactly? Those what you're calling smart NFT contracts, smart contract NFTs. What's the correct terminology for that?
Oh, we're calling it smart NFT.
Smart NFTs. So how exactly does a smart NFT work on Dartroom?
So you, as an artist, deploy a contract, a stateful smart contract that contains all the logic for starting an auction, changing ownership, and in the case of the creator, it can also be burned. And then when you have done that, it basically functions completely on its own. So it does not transfer ASA around. It's just when you start an auction and the auction ends, the ownership is changed to the highest bidder. Instead of transferring a token, the owner is now in control of the smart NFT contract, rather than getting a token in his wallet. He's now the owner of the contract.
So what does that person do with that contract? I don't know how to code. Do I have to code for that? What do I do with that?
Well, currently you would use our site to start an auction again to sell it, or you can just keep it around for store value.
And how does one get the artwork off of your site? Does that go through the artist? So if you list an artwork and I buy it off you, and then do I get the file as well? Do I get the JPEG or do I get the print?
You can download the full size file from our site at the moment.
Once you buy it.
You could technically just always download the full size file.
Okay.
There's no how would you call it, CRM, I think. You don't need to buy it to download the full file.
But the ownership is tied to that smart contract, which is connected to the artwork, correct?
Yeah, you now own a signed copy of the artwork, so to say. Just like you would own a signed token, so to say, by the artist.
Yeah. That's really cool. Okay. So you're doing it a bit differently, and I'm really excited to see how you can build that out over time, because it's so incredible. You did just start this project back in May, and it's only August, and it's gained so much traction online. You've had sales. Congratulations on getting those first sales done. Now you have now you have 55 artists on the website listing their artwork. It's pretty incredible growth. So congratulations.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas to implement, only not enough time to do it, so to say. So it's definitely going to take some months to fully complete the entire experience.
Are
we've
you looking?
definitely seen.
Are you looking to
Oh,
expand
we're
the
not.
team?
Well, currently we do not really have the funds to expand the team.
Mm-hmm.
We planned more on just taking longer to get there than to now hire 2 or 3 people to do it in a month or 2 and then fire them again. That was not really our plan. Plan was more to then just work 6 months on it and then be ready. Yeah, I think we've now 120 or 130 Discord members, which has been awesome. There's been a lot of support and great ideas in there. So if you want to come to the community, you should join our Discord.
So check them out on Twitter. Stef, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for coming
thanks for
on and
having
talking
me.
to me. Yeah, of course. And I'll see you soon.
Yeah, bye.